Magandang buhay, future psychometricians! Welcome to our fifth video lecture. So far, natapos na nating i-discuss ang classical and neoclassical theory. And now, we will move forward to our next topic, which is modern organizational theory. And before we proceed, let me first present the outline of our discussion. So we are properly guided sa flow ng ating lecture. So first, we will discuss the definition of modern organizational theory and we will move forward with contingency theory and there are three key proponents. Nandito si Herbert A. Simon, si Joan Woodward, and third natin is si Henry Mintzberg. So let's begin with modern organizational theory. And before we go dive into this topic, balikan muna natin yung mga nakaraang pinag-aralan natin. So kapag sinabing classical, it mainly focus on organization itself. So meaning napaka-structured with strict rules and they view employee as a machines. And ang goal lamang nila dito is on productivity and company success. O kapag naman sinabing neoclassical on the other hand, so binibigyan ng importansya ang mga empleyado. So they started to recognize the human aspect. So papasok dito yung needs, motivation, and yung overall well-being ng workers. So nagiging people-oriented yung approach. And now we are going to talk about the modern organizational theory and this is more comprehensive compared do sa nauna. So hindi lamang siya tumitingin sa organization or sa employees, they also consider the environment. Ano ba yung sinasabing environment? This includes workplace atmosphere, culture, and even the external factors that can affect how an organization operates. So, ang key idea dito is adaptability. So, the organization needs to be flexible and able to adjust depending on the situation. And naniniwala sila na there is no one best way to manage an organization. So, instead, they focus on finding what works best or kung ano yung mag-fit sa organization based on current condition. That's why this theory also connects to different approaches like time and motion studies, leadership styles, and other strategies na ang aim nila is to improve organizational effectiveness. So, pagka sinabing modern organizational theory, dito papasok yung fit and matching principle. So, yan. So, dadako na tayo dun sa first na contingency theory na iprinopose ni Herbert A. Simon. And according to this theory, organizations are viewed as structures composed of decision makers. So, ibig sabihin, every part of the organization involves making choices, whether it's at the managerial level or even at the operational level. And one key idea here is that there is no single best way to make a decision. And sabi nga, hindi siya one size fits all. So instead, decisions should depend on the situation or environment that the organization is facing. So for example, what works in one organization or situation may not necessarily work in another. That's why flexibility and proper analysis are very important. This is also where the role of management becomes crucial. Managers are expected to analyze business situations carefully and then act accordingly to address problems or challenges. Now, this idea is very much aligned with contingency theory. So it summarizes as the it depends theory. So in this perspective, behavior and decisions should always fit the specific situation. So instead of following fixed rules, organizations need to adjust their strategies depending on the circumstances they are in. So it's the components ng contingency theory ni Herbert A. Simon. And we are now proceeding with contingency model naman ni Joan Woodward. So according to her, for an organization to achieve maximum performance, its structured should match the type of production technology that it uses. So ibig sabihin, Hindi pwedeng iisa lang ang structure for all organizations. Kailangan naka-align siya sa kung paano ginagawa ang production. That's why there are three types of manufacturing system. So una is yung small batch production. So this involves specialty products or customized items. Since mas focus ito sa specific outputs, so yung organization type niya is more on moderate span of control and maikling chain of command. And the second one is the mass production. So dito, standardize ang products and ginagawa in large quantities. Because of this, mas malaki ang span of control and mas mahaba ang chain of command to manage operations efficiently. And third is yung continuous process production. This involves highly automated and continuous operations. Ito yung mga walang tigilan. So, 24 oras. So, dito naman, pinakamalaki ang span of control because the process are more system-driven rather than people-dependent. So, however, it is important to note that Woodward's study mainly focuses on manufacturing organizations. So, medyo limited siya when applied to other types of organization. So, other theory, which is under naman kay Henry Mintzberg. So, according to him, there is no single best way to structure or to manage an organization, and this is similarly to other contingency theorists. He emphasized that everything depends on the situation. He explained that we can understand an organization by looking at several key characteristics. First is how the organization coordinates its activities. So, paano nila ina-align ng efforts ng bawat member. Second, we also consider the functions and roles of people within the organization. So ibig sabihin, ano ang responsibilities ng bawat isa and how they contribute to the overall system. Third is the extent of centralization or decentralization and decision making. So tinitingnan dito kung saan nanggagaling ang authority, whether concentrated sa top management or distributed across different levels. Another important factor is the context in which the organization operates. This includes both internal and external environments that may influence how the organization functions. So, Mintzberg also highlighted ideology, which refers to the organization's culture, its unique traditions, beliefs, and values. And this is important because it shapes how people behave within the organization. One reason why this theory is considered intuitive because it recognizes the organization do not exist in isolation. Instead, they are embedded in a larger reality, including their history and environmental forces. So, in addition, Mintzberg identified basic forms of coordination. This includes mutual adjustment, which relies on informal communication, direct supervision, where a leader gives instructions, and different types of standardization. So, standardization can focus on the work process, the skills or KSAUs needed, the outputs, or even the norms and shared values within the organization. So overall, Mintzberg's theory helped us understand that structure and coordination should always align with the needs and situations of the organization. So that's for today, and thank you so much for listening. And we will be having a next discussion dito sa modern organizational theory. So once again, good luck, future psychometrician.